Hello, this is Mr. Tim again. How are you? Welcome to my studio. You can see some gears up here. Someday I'll do a little video just about this studio. But those gears used to bring carriages to the second floor of this barn where my studio is located in Newport, Rhode Island. And on this same floor of the building, the carriages were repaired in days gone by. I just want to take 1 second to explain something about my shows and how I go about designing a children's show. The Mr. Tim shows are based on pretend. The stories are pretend. They're not real. Professor Looney is a pretend professor. The puppet shows are telling stories that are made up. Even if they're old folk tales, they're not real. They're based a little bit on reality, but they're really pretend. And I like to call that land I take you to in my show, Pretend Land. And so I'm going to ask you, when you prepare your child for the show, to use that word and say, we're going to see a show with someone named Mr. Tim, and he's going to use his imagination and ask us to pretend. Won't that be fun? That'll help them prepare for a show. Now, nothing in my show is scary unless they find the idea of pretending a little bit odd. Some children don't like to pretend. If you have a child like that, you may find that they're uncomfortable in a show. Not necessarily my show, but a show. And sometimes shows are scary. They're meant to frighten the audience. My shows aren't. They're not meant to frighten anyone. They're meant to make you giggle, make you think, make you imagine, but not meant to scare anyone. But I want to also tell you that if during the show your child is uncomfortable for any reason, that it might be a time for a bathroom break and a little walk out and, just sort of talk it out. Children need to know they have control of leaving the world of the imagination if they're uncomfortable. I often will say in my teaching years, while I'm reading a story, if any part of this makes you uncomfortable, let me know, and I will pause the story so that you can go get a drink or maybe go get a book to read. Some children don't like to use their imagination, especially if they're being asked to imagine something scary. But I guarantee this is going to be a fun show, and I can't wait to share it with you. Take care.